This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so let's start. Yes, Satish, go ahead, sir. Satish, you chatted, so let me know if you have any questions. Hey. Okay, so hope you understood what is meant by a network. Understood, right? Network basic components. You go anywhere in the world, you will see those components are available. Very, 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 very simple. Like you go, I want to create a network, so you go and create a network. There are some other components which I would like to go. Yes, sir, Satish. Documentation and all these things are secondary, sir. Let's wait for it. Don't worry about the documentation. Okay. Uh, you will get that all the documentation what you require. Okay. I will go and provide you the best of the best documentation. So don't worry about that one. For let's concentrate on technically, sir. Then I'll give you the documentation. Don't worry. And there is no need for you to learn anything regarding to documentation. Once we go into the depth of AWS services, will you need it. Right now, these are very common basics, right? So when we're trying to create a VPC, what is the size of the VPC? That comes under what is that? CIDR, like 10.0. Today you will get this idea. Why this 16 or anything? I divide my subnet into smaller pieces based on my business requirement, right? I will create one, what is that? DNS server, and always keep it in your mind. We are trying to create a VPC. VPC is nothing but what is that, sir? It's a network, not network, private network. Keep it in your mind.
Private network.
Yes. Good, sir. Yes. So private network. When you talk about a DNS, it is going to be what is that? Okay, it is going to be what is that? Private DNS. I'm going to go and create an active directory. What is the role of an active directory? In the active directory, you go and define your what is that?
Ruling is.
Yeah, group policies. All the rules related to password, something related to whatever the organization policies, you define it here. Whenever you add one server here, this server will be assigned with, come, keep it in your mind. Never in your life, please say public IP address. Again, I'm saying you, today there are chances you will tell public IP address. I'm telling you, thumb rule. Whenever you are creating any server, what is this network? So what is the IP address you will assign? Private
Private
IP
IP
address.
address.
So what is this private IP address? What is this public IP address? We'll talk about that. Private IP address is will assign example 10.0.0.1. Just take an example. Very good. And whenever the server is added, private IP address is added, all these rules and regulations will be applied into the systems. Okay. I want to make sure all my times are same to same. So I will go for what is that? NTP.
TP.
I need this IP address should be assigned. This IP address should be assigned by who should assign this IP address? I should not assign manually. Let it be assigned as automatically. We will go for what is that? There is one service called as DHCP option set. DHCP option set. Based on that one, it will automatically assign IP address. There is no need for you to assign IP address. For your example, I don't know about this laptop. Let's see. See, what is this? Did I assign any IP address for this system? IP address is assigned to this system, but who assigned? DHCP. So where do you see actually? See, it has automatically assigned one IPv4 address 192.168. I did not assign. Is it clear, right? DHCP assigned. So that's keep it in your mind. So DHCP is there. There is one service DHCP. Anyone entering the college, exit the college, you need what is that? Gateway. Very, very, very important,
Firewall.
sir.
Firewall.
Gateway, gateway. So how do you protect your systems? Security, what to come, what to not to come. What is that? Firewall. Is it clear, right? Firewall, you have it. You go into this way. Anyone has any questions here? Pretty straightforward. Networking is the oldest topic in the world. You just type DHCP, you will get 1 lakh links. Please study about what is what. Don't try to create anything. Just study about this one. You are in cloud generation. Those old legacy of clicking a button, creating one server for DHCP, those things are not there. Click one button, everything gets created. On Monday or Tuesday, you will get shocked to see VPC can be created in 1 second. You just go and click on one button, all these things are created. Is it clear, right? So if you are clear on this one, I would like to go and talk about, sir, what is meant by, when I talked about what is this one? See here, I mentioned 10.0.0.0 by 16. Yes or no? How do you calculate this one, sir? What is this 16, 17, 18, 19? What is, how do you know? What is this 16, 17? What is this one? Is it clear, right? So this is representing the size. Is it clear? How much is the size? If I mention 16, then what is the size? What is that one? Pretty straightforward, sir. This
16.
is called as example 10.0.0. What is this example? Can anyone tell me what is this? What is this? This is a, it is
Private
an
IP.
IP address. No, I don't know whether it is private IP address or public IP address. Today we will know. Good, sir. This is an IP address. So who created this IP address? Who invented this IP address? So you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yes or no? That is the reason this is called as IP version. What is that? 4. IPv4 we call it as. Sir, who created this IPv4? The first company who invented IPv4 is Xerox company. You know Xerox? Xerox company, they want to make a print. And how do you get connected to when I click on a print? Basically, in the olden days, there was a box that server has to go and they used to take it, they used to connect it, take a print. How do you go and click on remote kind of capabilities? In 1984, Xerox company came up with a concept called as IPv4, adding and creating as a network. It was pretty good. All over the world, adoption started. Okay, sir, what is this IPv4 and how do you design the size of the network? Pretty straightforward. I would like you to participate. I want to create a network. I want to create a network in Infosys company. Infosys company, how many servers are required? Tell me. Just think and tell me. Thousands, correctly tell me. I just need how many? What is my networking size of Infosys?
3 lakhs.
3 lakhs. Let us take an example. 3 lakhs are employees, sir. I have application server, database server, 10 lakhs. Okay. I need how many, sir? Network size of Infosys should be, what is that? 10 lakhs. How do
10
you
lakhs.
tell 10 lakhs? So let's go for the basics. So if anyone mention what is meant by IPv4, 10.0.0.1, let us take an example. How many? So what is this one? This is called as, write it down, this is called as an octet. So how many octets you have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it clear, sir? You have 4 octets are there. Sir, 1 octet basically is there. Actually in IP address you have 4 octets. Very good, sir. In this 4 octets, octet 1, 2, 3, 4, sir, what is happening? In this octet, they assigned 8-bit of memory. 8 bits of memory. So this octet is 8-bit, this octet is 8-bit, 8-bit, 8-bit. What is the size of one IP address? What is that? 32 bits.
32.
So always remember, one IPv4 is equal to how many? 32 bits. Is it clear, right? 32 bits. Very good, sir. Okay. What is this one, sir? What is that? 8-bit. Okay. In 8 GB, if I tell you like this one, you can answer it properly. In 8 GB, how many movies you can store? In 8 GB. In
Approximately 8
8
movies.
GB, how many movies you can store? 4,
Approximately.
5, 7, something like that. Now tell me,
If it
how
is
much memory you
one,
can store in 8-bit? Okay, so 8-bit is also a memory, sir. In this 8-bit memory, write it down, very, very important. You can store 0 to 255 values. 0 to 255 values. So what are the things you need to understand? IPv4 is having 4 octets. Each octet is assigned with 8-bit of memory. Total one IP address is equal to 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. That is equal to 32-bit. One octet is equal to 8-bit. In that 8-bit of octet, you can store any value between 0 to 255. Is it clear? That is the reason you will see your IP address 4 will never start with 300, 700, 900. It will be only with 0 to 255. In between only your IP address will be there. Is it clear, guys? Okay, if it is clear, then what is the size of Infosys network I need? What is the size of Infosys network? What should be the size of Infosys network? 10 lakhs?
10
How do I
lakhs.
represent 10 lakhs? Let us assume I'll go and provide 10.0.0.0 by, what is that? 24. What is the meaning of this 24? Sir, 10.0.0.0 by 24 means what is that, sir? Pretty straightforward. Very simple. This, what is this one value? 24. What is that? 24 bits are, what is that? What is the meaning? Fixed. Means what? Cannot be changed. Cannot be changed. So if anyone provide 10.0.0.0 by 24, that means 24 bits cannot be changed. Sir, means what? Can you tell me one octet how much memory? One octet. 8.
8.
Okay. How much he has mentioned here? 24. 8, 8, 8. That is equal to 24. This one, this one, this one are, what is that? Fixed, cannot be changed. What can we change? Can we change this one? Yes or no? In this octet, how much values are stored? 0 to 255. Now you see 10.0, this value, this value, this value cannot be changed. 10.0.0, this value can change 0 to 255 times. I will make it first one 0. 10.0.0.1, 10.0.0.2, 10.0.0.3. It will go like this one, 255. Now tell me, what is the size of your 10.0.0.0 by 24? How many IP address can be created? How many? Calculate it.
255.
256.
Okay, 0 to
255 plus 0.
yeah. Included, yes. Yeah.
256. Is it clear? Is it clear, guys? Let me explain you once again. So what is that? If anyone has mentioned like 10.0.0.0 by 24, what is the meaning of 24? 24 bits are fixed, cannot be changed. Sir, what should I do? This is fixed, this is fixed, this is fixed. This can be changeable. This is 8-bit is free. 8-bit means 256 values, 255 values, 0 to 255, 10.0.0.0, 0.1, 0.2. It will go up to 0.255. So what is the size of this one? That is equal to 256. Servers
256.
can fit in this network. Is it sufficient for Infosys? 256
No.
servers are sufficient?
No.
Infosys? No.
No.
Hey, sir, what is this one? I need 10 lakhs. Example, more than 10 lakhs. Now you tell me, I've told you your responsibility. What is this? Tell me. What is this?
Now
Calculate it.
fixed is only two octs.
Okay. Yes, 16 bits are fixed. Means this one is 8, this one is 8. You cannot change these two values. But what you can change here 256 times, here 256 times. So 10.0 is a fixed one. 0, I'll start with 0, 0.1, 0.2. It will go up to 0.255. Here also I can change 0 to 255 times. So 0 is finished, sir. Next 10.0.0 is finished. Then what I can do? 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.255. Sir, 1 is completed. Then what I can do? 10.0.2.0. What I can do? 3.0. What I can do? 4.0. How many times I can go? 255. So basically, if you see here, like this one we are going 256 times, like this one we are going 256 times. So what is the probability? 256 into 256, that is equal to 65,536 is the network size. Is it clear? Anyone has any questions? Please let me know. Is it clear? So if you go back and provide 16, 16 means first two are fixed, other second two are not fixed. Second here 256 you can change, 256 here 256 times I can change it. Here if you see it will start with 0 once, then it is 256 times. Here 1 256, 2 3 4 5, it will go for it. 65,536 is the size of your network. Is it sufficient, sir? Is it sufficient for Infosys?
No.
No. Arey, sir, what is this one, sir? It's not sufficient for Infosys, sir. I need bigger. So what do you do? Example, what do you do?
I will fix
10
only one
dot.
oct.
Yes, sir. Good. So when I go for what is that? What is that? 8. 8 means what? This is fixed. This one I can change how many times? 256 times. This one I can change it how many 6 times? This one I can change it how many 6 times? So 256 into 256, 1 point maybe around 69 crore or something it will come. 68 crores or something. Is it sufficient for Infosys now? Yes or no? This is the way you calculate the size. But there is a good news for you. What will happen if someone, a monkey man comes? A monkey man comes like me, and he will come up and say, sir, just calculate 10.0.0. Okay. 10.0.0.0 by 27. Now calculate it. Okay. Sir, what is this one, sir? How do I calculate it? No need to worry. There is a formula. I just explain you the basic way how do you calculate your IP address. There is a formula, sir. Pretty easy formula, sir. Easy formula. There is no need to worry about anything. It's pretty easy. Like pretty straightforward. Example we provided, right? 10.0.0.0 by what is that? Okay. One IP address is equal to what is the size maximum? One IP address.
256.
8.
One IP address is one IP
8
address
bit.
size is 32. 32. One octet is 8 bit, sir. Don't get confused. Octet is 8 bit. One IP address is equal to 4 octets. That is equal to 32. So how do you go and mention? This is IPv4. Maximum value is what is the one IP address size? 32. How much these people have mentioned here? Minus 24. How much, sir? 8. Simple. 2 to the power of 8. That's it. Okay, sir, 256 IP address is the size, right? What it will start with? It will start with this is the first IP address. So 10.0.0.0 it will start. And how many IP address I can attach? 256. 0.1, 0.2, you can count it. Let us go through another one. Let's take an example. You tell me right now. 10.0.0.0 by 27. What is the tell me? What is the formula? What is the formula?
32 minus 27.
32 minus 27. How much, sir? 5. 2 to the power of 5?
Yes.
32 IP address size. Is it clear? Pretty straightforward. Okay, so let's go for a little bit decent one. 10.0.0.0 by 23. What is 23? 32 minus 23, 9. 2 to the power of 9, I think 1024. So 1024 IP address, and the first IP address which starts with what is that? What does this one says? I'll tell you how people will also add it up in the future. It is like this one. You tell me. Now calculate it and tell me what, where, how, everything. Calculate it. Tell me, sir. What do you do? What is the formula? Huh?
32
32?
minus 25. Minus
32
25.
minus 25. How much? 2 to the power of 7. 2 to the power of 7 means how much? 2 to the
120.
power of 7 is 256. Not
No.
256. It is
128.
128. 128. What's the first IP address starts with? Okay, 10.0.0.128. Next 129. 120 basically. Is it clear, right? So this is the way you calculate your IPv4. And there was a small interview question. I'll tell you. I'll ask him interview question. What is this? Use your mind and tell me what is this. Don't tuck. Don't go and provide answer. Use your mind and tell me what is this. What's the first one? First one is an IP address. One IP address. What is the second one?
Range.
Eh? What's the second one? Second one, basically, it's not an IP addresser. You provided some value there, CIDR like a value you provided, but calculate it. Now tell me, how many IP address in the second one? 32 minus
32.
32 minus 32, how much? 0. 2
0.
to the power of 0, 1. So
0.
either you write like this, either you write like this, both are same.
Same.
Is it clear, right? Don't get panic. So in networking world, you may not be working on networking world. In networking world, to represent an IP address completely, right? They will write like this. But don't get panic. Array, 32 means what is this 32 means? 32 same IP address. Either I can write it like this one, but actually in the background it is like this. Is it clear, right? So hope you understood what is meant by IPv4. How do you calculate the size of an IPv4? If you want a big, small network, you need a big network. So how do you calculate it? Let me go and explain you for 1 more minute, then we'll jump into another topic. Like for your example, you remember, right? I want to create, what is that? I want to create one, what is that? VPC. What is the size of the VPC? Array, VPC you are creating for Infosys company. Array, Infosys company. Then I'll mention, array, it's a big one. So I'll go and do, what is that CIDR? /8, big size. So your college is 5 kilometer size. What is the classroom size? You define one subnet also, right? What is this size? You can write it down 10.0.0.0 by 24. Means what? In this one, how many people will fit? In this college,
250.
how many people will fit? Is it
1.6.
clear, right? You divide
Yes.
also when subnets, right? Subnet also, you will see some values coming into picture here. Is it clear? Anyone has any questions? All these things, how do you go for a sizing? How do you come up and specify? As a human being, we know, array, this class is 100 class. Array, that one is 200 class. This one is 50 class. But how do you represent in network? You represent like this. Clear, guys? Anyone has any questions? If it is clear, I want to jump into another important topic. Okay. Sir, have you observed everywhere? Any time I provided examples here, right? Everything I started with, what is that? Why? Okay. So there is a reason why. Sir, when I'm trying to create a network, right? when I'm trying to create a network, this point what I'm explaining is important for your life, not for AWS, completely for your life, wherever you go. Keep it in your mind. Sir, when IPv4 came into picture, people were creating IP address, like you can go and provide it. You are the owner, right? You can select what is that, not 10. I want what is that. I want what is that. You can select it, right? Then the international standards came into picture, because the reason is there is also one concept called as public IP address. So how do you determine your IP address is a public IP address or private IP address? There was a discussion. Then RFC, some of the international RFC rules came up and specified we need to have some guidelines, and everyone in the world has to follow that guidelines. What are those guidelines? You want to create any private network, right? You want to create any private network. Private IP address means what? Can you tell me what is the meaning of a roll number? Exactly, what is the meaning of a roll number? Roll number can be internally used, not externally. You go out of Amirpet and Amirpet mountain is there, you sit in mountain, roll number 1, if you go and specify, 100 people will come. It's not unique. Yes or no? So that is the reason roll number 1 is unique inside my college. Same thing, private IP address is only can communicate within the college. You go outside the internet and you say, go and send this one to roll number 1. Now, what is roll number 1? No one knows. Is it clear, right? So keep it in your mind. So how do I know which one is public IP address and private IP address? So RFC rules came up and specify. So let's go and provide a guidelines everyone has to follow. So those things are, write it down. Private IP address classes. Private IP address classes. Sir, there is a concept called as class A, class B, class C, class D, and class E. We'll not talk about class D and class E. Those things are for research and multicast purpose. Okay, we don't need it. Class A. Sir, what is class A? Class A will start with 10. Okay. Okay, example of a class A is 10.0.0.0 by 8 is an example. Sir, why do I want to go and create a class A? Class A starts with 10 series. If you see any IP address starting with 10, that means it's a private IP address. That means that IP address cannot communicate through internet. Internet, if you want to talk, right, only within the network only it will communicate. Class A. Sir, why? What is the meaning of a class A? When should I go and create a class A? If you want to create a very, very large network, I want to create Infosys, TCS, Wipro, Cognizant, Accenture, then you can go for class A. 10.0.0.0 by 8. Big network, very, 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 very large network. What is meant by class B? Write it down. Class B starts with 172.16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Like that, it will go up to 31. Is it clear? 172.16 to 172.31 it will go. Is it clear, guys? It will go from 172.16 to 172.31. It will go for it. Example of a class B is 172.16.0.0 by 12 is an example, the size of a class B. If you see any IP address starting with 172.16, 172.17, 18 till 31, any IP address, it's a blindly, what is that? Private IP address. Is it clear, right? Private IP address. Class C, everyone knows. When is class B used? If you want to create a large network, not very large network. Sir, I want to create a network which 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs, 2 lakhs, 1 lakh. Go and create it. Medium kind of a large kind of a thing. 10 dot what, sir, 172.16, 17 till 31. You will see this series. Sir, class C, everyone knows. Everyone, you people knows. Your laptops are class C. 192.168. Have you seen this series? 192.168. What is 192.168? Example, 192.168.0.0 by 16 is the size. Where do you want to create this one? Smaller network to medium network. If you want to create, you can create this series. Your laptops will be this series only. 192.168. It's a standard smaller network. 192.168 series. Class A, Class B, Class C. Most of your IP address, 95% of the world private IP address. You go for TCS, you will see 10. You go for Wipro, you will see 10. You will go for Cognizant, you will see 10. It's all local identification. Like for your example, you go for Aparna Gate. So Aparna Sarovar is one apartment is there. You will see flat number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? You go to Aparna Zenith, you will see flat number 1, 2, 3, 4. Why? Internal representation. Flat number 1 in Zenith is that one. That means flat number 1 is unique in the world. No, right? So that is what is private IP address. Private IP address will only communicate within the network. They will not communicate outside your network like internet or anything within internal representation. Class A, Class B, and Class C. Any one has any questions? Is it clear, guys? Please study homework. This is a homework. Please study what is meant by it. These Facebook uses sometimes DNE, research purpose and multicast purpose. What is this one? Just study about this one. Theoretically, what is Class D and Class D? Just study and just go for it. Is it clear, guys? Okay. Now I will write some IP address. Tell me those things are public IP address or private IP address. So you tell me, like for your example, let's go for it. Tell me what's the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, sixth one. Tell me. 10.4.1.5. What is this IP address? Private IP
Private.
address. Which class, sir? Class
Class
A,
A.
private IP address. It's a complete private IP address. Very good. Go for the second one. Class B.
Private.
Absolutely wrong. It's a public IP address. 172.16 to 31. I mentioned what is that? 32. 172.32. 172.16 to 31. I've written what is that? 32. It's not class B. It's a public IP address. Is it clear, sir? What is public IP address? Private IP address are within our network. Public IP address is unique in the world. I will take one public IP address and assign to him, right? Now his ID will be unique in the world. No one in the world will have that one. Anyone in the world connects it, it will exactly. Public IP address is nothing, very straightforward, sir. Very, very simple. What is meant by private IP address? Private IP address is like your phone extension. What in your company, what is your phone extension? 121. Is it unique in the world? Tomorrow Modi will come up and say, what is your phone number? My phone number is 121. He'll kill you. What 121? Extension number 121, right? But what is a phone number? But actually, what is your phone number? 9989112334. Is it unique in the world? Anyone in the world calls, it exactly goes there, right? So that is public IP address. Private IP address within our network only will communicate. Third one, what's the third one? Third one is public IP address. 11.4.129.1 public IP address. Good. Fourth one, public IP
Public.
address. Very good. Fifth one, private
Private.
IP address. Class
Class C.
C. Okay. Sixth one. Come on, man. Sixth one. Check it out properly. Huh?
Public.
It's starting with what?
Public.
10. Then
10.
there is nothing called as 257, sir. 0 to 256. Invalid IP address.
Okay.
Is it clear? That's not public IP address. Anything with, so IP address range itself is 0 to 255. There is nothing called as 256. So if I mention 257, this is invalid IP address. It's not a valid IP address. Is it clear, guys? Next one, last one. 127.0.0.1. Public IP address? No,
Public.
it's not public IP address. It's not private IP address. Understood, right? What is public IP address? What is private IP address? Networking is a big topic, sir. Networking is a big topic. So they know telecommunication is also one way of networking. Our private network is done. You're getting internet in your home. That is also networking, right? So international company came up and say, "Arey, we will use some standards. Like this series is one standard, right? Like that one IP address for ISP, they have provided some standards. For your link local address, they provided some standards. They have written some standards. So all the standards you have to know. No need to batti. Let's go for it. Important, sir. Most of the people don't know about this one. People don't explain properly. Write it down. There is a concept in internet world called as, these IP addresses are reserved all over the world. So for your case, let's go for it one by one. What is the second one? What is the second one? Don't see anything. What is this one? What is this one? Second one. 10 series. 10 series is a standard, right? International company came up and said, international team in networking. What is that? It is private network. Where it is used? Used for local communication within the private network. Very good. But if you go back and see, 10 is there. 11 is for, 11 is what? 12, 13, 14, 15,
Public.
16, 17, all are public IP address. Now what is this one? 100.64, again one standard. Array, what is this one? Array, private IP address. Sir, Kumar, you did not provide. This is private IP address for something else. Space address. Okay, space address, shared space address. Not for you, not for our country. Something. Okay, but what you need to write it down, please write it down. We have already written this one. You have already written this one, that is 172.16. You have already written the last one, 192.168. Yes or no? But interview, very, keep it, write it down this one. Write it down this one. 127.0.0.0 by slash. Write it down, very important. What is this 127? That is called as loopback address. In the bracket, write it down, localhost. 127.0.01. This one, sir. I'll highlight for online people. Okay, 127.0.0.0 by 8. What is this 127? If you see any IP address 127, it is nothing but it is a loop back address. Means local IP address. Local IP address. Host, in the bracket, write it down, local host. And also please write it down this one also. It is also important. I'll ask you a question. What is this one? Write it down, this one also. Please write it down. This is used in AWS. 169.254 series is used for link local address. These two things, write it down, sir. Apart from 3, whatever the private IP address series, and then you write it down, these two things important, sir. Hope you understood what is IP address. How do you calculate your IP address? Is it clear, guys? Pretty straightforward. What is an IP address? I'll explain you. What is internet? I'll go through. What is meant by internet? Next thing, I'll go for what is internet and how it will work. Very important topic. You may get some confusion. If you have any confusion, immediately come up and ask me. And a VPC is a topic. Daily you have to go and study it. If you miss one day, okay, there are chances of forgetting the VPC or networking. Networking topic you have to learn. Networking is quite easy. Networking in Microsoft will be different. Networking in Infosys will be different. It won't be like that. Networking is a common topic. Once anything goes into the head, that's it. From past 40 years, there is no change in the networking. Slightly here and there changes are there. Keep it in your mind. Can you please mute your system, sir? Okay, so let's go erase it. Let's go into this one. Let's go. I would like to go to the new topic, important topic, sir. Very, very, very important topic. Any confusions you have, you need to tell me, sir. Please tell me. Very important topic. 2 questions in AWS certifications are guaranteed in this topic. Out of 64 questions, 2 questions will come in this topic. What is that? We know what is a network right now, right? So we are trying to create a VPC. So this is my VPC. Sir, this is my VPC. I am going to go and create a VPC. What is the size? 10.0.0.0 by 16 is my size. Sir, I'm trying to create one subnet here. Okay, go and create one subnet. 10.0.0.0 by 24 means 256 servers will fit in this subnet. So I'll go and create another subnet here for your case, and then start creating server number 1 here, and I'll create server number 2 here, server number 3 here, and server number 4 here. Is it clear? First thing, very, very, very important topic. Please, please, please. Okay, now you tell me, this is my VPC and I created server number 1, 2, 3, 4 in this systems. Whenever I created a server, this server number 1 I go and create it. What is the subnet I assign? 10.0.0.0 by example like 25 assign. So this server will be assigned with 10.0.0.1 IP address. This one will be 10.0.0.3 IP address. This one will be 10.0.0.4 IP address. Yes or no? Local IP address assigned into those systems. Yes or no? I think I'll ask a stupid question. Don't take it seriously. Sir, I need a glass of water, sir. I need a glass of water. Where do you go now? Tell me. I'm getting hiccup. Please bring water, glass of water. Where do you go? You go where? You go this side. Maybe you'll ask a bottle. You get the water. Okay? Simple. I need a glass of a petrol. Where do you go? How is knowing that he has to go to petrol bunk? Okay? Understood, right? It's look very funny. I'll tell you now. Sir, how many servers I created here? 4 servers is there. Now tell me, use your mind and tell me, server number 1 can connect to server number 2, yes or no? Why? Internally? Sir, you tell me, I need a glass of water. Where do you go now? Internally. Here only you will go ahead. I need a glass of a petrol. Where do you go? Outside. Sir, why he is going basically, sir, how is going? Because he is having a brain. Yes or no? Human beings having a brain. In the brain, it is registered. Array, water means here. Array, something petrol means outside. How did you believe me in the first day, that is yesterday? How did you believe me? I said server number 1 wants to connect to server number 2. Both are local, they will connect it. Is network is having a brain? Then how they will communicate, sir? How did you believe? Server number 1 will come to server number 2 is this one. I'll go and talk. Hello, how are sir? Network is not having any brain. Then how it will communicate? It will not communicate. First of all, the local connectivity only will not communicate. Then, sir, how this connectivity, what is required? Sir, now it is very, very important topic, sir. Sir, how this, first of all, when I type from this server, I want to go to this server, both are local server, it is connecting, right? Yes or no? It is connecting. How it will connect, sir? Because it is having a brain? No, then how it will connect? So very, very, very important. Network will not have any brain. You have to tell networking, please follow these rules and regulations. That is the reason a very, 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 very important topic is coming into picture. All are very, very important topic for the next 20 minutes. Full focus. That is, sir, how do you know? So this server has to go here, right? It has to know what is the way, right? What is the way? So that is the reason. Very known word, everyone knows that word, but don't know the correct word. That is the reason you need a concept called as, what is that? Don't use an English word routing kind of a thing, or people call it as routing, right? It is routing. Route, array sir, petrol sir. Then what do you do immediately? What is the way to travel? You go down, you go outside gate there, you know the route. The finding out the route is called as routing. People call it as routing in English, basically routing. Is it clear, right? Sir, how do I mention server number 1 and server number 2 are present locally only? You communicate locally. How do you mention? Because you are going to tell how to travel. Where do you write, hey, hey server number 1, please follow the routing? You need to tell, right? That is written in, write it down. Very, very, very important concept. Route, what is that? What is that? Route table. There is a concept called as route table. You will create one table and tell where to go, so that your network will blindly follow this table. It will go there. I want to reach to that server number. Where is that? Oh, there. I'll go there. It will go. It is not having any brain. Basically, route table. Sir, what is meant by route table? You will define all your routing information. Where to route, where to go, inside, outside. What is that? You're going to go for it. So let's go for it, sir. What I'm going to write now? You tell me right now. Server number 1 and server number 2 or local servers has to communicate each other, right? All the local IP address are starting with what? See that one and tell me. All the local IP address, if I go and create next 8 servers or next 80 servers or next 80,000 servers, what is the IP address it will start with? See the board and tell me properly. Correctly you should tell. IP address will start with what? You are saying correctly.
10.01.
What is that?
10.0.
Very good. 10.0. Go and check it out, sir. I mentioned 10.0.0 by 16. What is the meaning of 16? 16 means how many bits are fixed? 2 bits are fixed.
Two.
Which are the first
Two.
2 bits? 10.0.
0.
All the IP address starts with 10.0. Yes or no? Then
Yes.
in the route table, what I will do? I will tell the route table, if anyone is searching for any IP address in this range, all the IP address in my network are in this range only. Don't go outside. Please go and search. Where it is that? Where is that? Local. So this route table, I will go and create it. This route table I will attach to this particular network. Now this server will type 10.0.0.4. It wants to travel to 10.0.0.4. This will go into route table and it will ask you, I want to go to 10.0.0.4. Where I have to travel? Route table will say, are 10.0.0.4, it's coming under this series. Please go and search what is that locally. Then it will start searching locally. Then it will find this server. Is it clear? Route table, very, very, very important. Routing, you know what is meant by routing? How do you go for it? How the routing will follow? You will be adding the data in route table. I'll go and explain you more example what we added in route table. Anyone has any questions? One of the most important topic in networking world. All the people will come up and say router. And what is this router? Router is helping you to route it in a proper channel. Is it clear, guys? Most of the people don't explain you this one. So route table is a place. Now you understood route table. Very good. Super. First, let's go into the next one. Very, very, very important concept, sir. Very, very important concept. I am creating a network. Yes or no, sir? What kind of a network I am creating in normally? What is this network type? So there is nothing called as public. You will never create anything called as public, sir. There is nothing called as public. It is, what is that? Private network. What is the size? 10.0.0.0 by 16. Yes or no? Very good. Okay, sir. You create. Okay. I created a server number 1 here. I created server number 2 here. I created server number 3 here. Yes or no? If 3 server has to communicate properly, what should I do? What should I do? Okay, I'll go and create, what is that? Route table. In the route table, this all the IP address starting with this series 10.0.0.0 by 16. When you type it, where it has to go? Local. This route table RT, I am going to attach it here. Is it clear, sir? Anyone has any questions? Now the rule is added. Now can this server can communicate here? Yes or no? Can this server can communicate here? All these servers can communicate to each other? Yes or no, sir? Very good, sir.
Yes.
Super, sir. What is the meaning of private network? What did I explain you? Very, very important point about private network. What is a private network? Private network means server number 1, 2, and 3 are communicating to each other happily. Very good. Use your mind and tell me all these server number 1, 2, and 3 are assigned with what IP address? Huh? 10.0. What is 10.0?
Local.
Private IP address. What is a property of a private IP address? Is it unique in the world? No? Good. Superb. Now you see the danger. Example, this IP address is 10.0.0.1, right? Example is in this IP address. Let us assume I am confusing lot of things. I will type it here in this server www dot what is that? Google.com. Okay, google.com. If you type it now, where it has to go? Where it has to go? Tell me where it has to go. What public? What is public?
Public.
So whenever whatever you type on server number 1, first thing it will go and search where? Good. It will go to the
In
root
routing
table.
table.
In the root table only what is the rule present? 10.0.0.0 by 16 means local. But google.com will come under that IP address series. Google IP address is public IP address. How do you know Google IP address is public IP address? What is the IP address? What is the IP address starting with? 142 is a private IP address or public IP address? Public IP address. So Google IP address is a public IP address, and let us assume this is Google server. It has to go here. Okay, it has to go here. Always keep it in your mind. What is this one, sir? What is this one? Private IP address. Let us assume this is private as now I'm just providing an hypothetical situation. This okay, now you will come up and specify, array sir, I have to go to google.com. Google.com is inside the network or outside the network? Outside the network, that is internet. Let us assume it will go like this one. Let us assume, I'm telling you something, it will go and hit google.com. Google IP address is starting with what is that? Some this one. It will go, you people are asking Kumar reviews. Kumar will provide AWS neatly or not. What is that? You go and click on google.com. It goes to google.com, then it will load. Now tell me, it will load, and it will load, and it will come up and say, I'm ready with Kumar data. Where should I send this data? Google will come up and say, you are asking me with data. I loaded my data. Now where should I throw this data to you? Where should I throw? Tell me. What should you do? What is the server will say? Send it back to which IP address? 10.0.0.01. Is it unique in the world? Then how are you getting internet in your home? Is this IP address is unique in the world? And what did I mention you? This private IP address will only communicate within the network, not outside. This is not unique in the world. You go to another network, you will see 10.0.0.1. Then in that case, in your home, how are you getting internet? Your local IP address is also assigned with 192.168, right? How? You don't have any internet in your home. Actually, you don't have direct internet in your home. You have indirect internet in your home. Sir, what is this one, sir? Direct and indirect, what is happening kind of thing? The reason is, now you tell me the answer. Your system is assigned with local IP address, yes or no? You type google.com, let us assume it go to google.com because Google is public IP address. Load it, Google will come up and say, I loaded, where should I throw the packet? You cannot come up and say, throw the packet to 10.0.0.0. Then if this is the case, then how are you working? How are you getting it? Keep it in your mind, very, very important. One more person is coming in between you and me. What is that? Let's go for it. All the basics. Let's be more mature. Your laptop is this one. This is Google server. Google is assigned with what is the IP address, sir? Public IP address. Your laptop is assigned with what kind of an IP address? Now you type, what is that you type? Google.com. So you are trying to request google.com. How the google.com will go? Google.com will go, and one more person is coming in your between. What is that? Internet service provider, ISP. Sir, what is this guy is doing? ISP will go and ask you, are you providing username and password to log in into to get internet in your home? With that username and password, one ID gets created, one ID. Let's take an example. In your laptop, one ID gets created. ISP, what it will do? ID1 is asking for google.com, right? It will send from here to here. Sir, what's the difference between I send my data directly to google.com, ISP sending to the ISP google.com? What's the difference? Now, Google will load the page. Google will say, hey, my page is ready. Where should I throw the packet? Keep it in your mind. Your ISP is assigned with what is that? Public IP address is unique in the world. Example 18.1.1.1. So what is ISP will send that? What is ISP will say? ISP will say, hey, 142.1.1.1, load Kumar reviews and send it back to me at 18.1.1.1. It will go and send it. So exactly it will go here. It will load it on. Now Google will come up and say, where should I send? 18.1.1. Is it public IP address 18? Exactly, it will send it here. Now what will happen? ISP got the data. ISP will come up and say, who is asking google.com? What is there here? So it will send it back to you. You are getting internet in your home like this. One mediator is there. Your systems, laptops are assigned with private IP address. They don't have anything. These cannot be routed through internet. They don't know. They're only routed to within the network, not outside. But if I want in my laptop, google.com, facebook.com, when I type, what should I do? That is the reason they're charging you 1,000 rupees, 500 rupees for your internet, and ISP is there. The request will go to ISP. ISP will take it and then forward it, then get the data, and you get back to you. That is the reason. Don't do any stupid works. Lot of people think, let's take an example. This guy don't like me. This guy don't like me. What he will think? Arey, I'll threaten him. See what he will do. What he will do? He will open a new email ID and send it to me. Hey Kumar, I'm going to kill you. You can be caught in 1 second if I go to police station. The reason is, whatever you are using internet, everything is tracked in. Anything which is going through internet, it is in ISP, and ISP in Indian government hand. You send a mail to me, so he sent a mail to me. I got very angry. Who is this one who's trying to kill me? What is this one? I get very fear. I go to police station. Very simple. The request is coming here, right? In this one, you right click and take as basic property of this one. The mail ID, what he has sent it, right? It has the information of this one. What is this one? 18. Simply what police station will go to this ISP and check it out. 9:38 p.m. Who sent a mail? It will have the details of what is this one. ID1 is whom? He provided Aadhaar card, all these things to get an internet. They know everything. Okay, let's go to him and they'll catch you. This is what is the easiest way. Lot of people don't think like whatever the websites you are using, whatever you are clicking on the internet, whatever which is downloading, going, and everything is tracked in ISP. Keep it in your mind. Are you able to understand, right? That's the beauty of you have internet in your home. You don't have direct internet. You have what is that? Indirect internet someone is providing you. Sir, my request is traveling here, right? Yes or no? How do you know this server details? So go into internet browser. That is, how do I know this ISP IP address details? What is my ISP? When I'm speaking right now online, right? What is my ISP? So how my request is going? Go to internet and just type my IP address. You go and click on my IP address. The browser will say your ISP IP address is this one. It will change from region to region. Amirpet one IP address, you go to Yusufgura one IP address like this one, so that it is trackable. I'm doing any nonsense, I go for it. I should know where the request is coming from. That's what US people will come up and say, hacker is coming from Russia, South Korea, North Korea. How they will go and provide? Because you will get the details from here, and it will have the details. Go and check it out. This IP address is there. You click on it. It will clearly come up and say where I am providing from. I am providing from Telangana. I am providing from basically, it is basically Telangana place exactly coordinates. Is it clear, right? What is that you need to understand? Keep it in your mind. I have 2 more minutes to go. Very important topic I covered. Sir, when I create a network, so keep it in your mind. Now this is an office. This is Infosys office. Very important. I created server number 1, 2, 3, 4, multiple servers I can create it. I basically created. All these servers are having local IP address or public IP address? Local IP address. Local IP address can communicate within the network, not outside. Very good. Very good, sir. Now in this one, I type google.com, facebook.com, amazon.com. By default, private means no internet. But as an example, sir, these servers will communicate within the network, not outside. But I need facebook.com, google.com, Amazon, it should work. So I need one mediator, right? Please write it down in the offices, in VPC, in normal offices, you will go and create one server that is called as, what is that? Write it down. NAT, N18, NAT, Network Address Translator. Network Address Translator. What is the meaning? Network Address Translator. You have ISP, right? You are getting internet. With NAT, these servers will get internet. Private servers, private network will not have any internet. Now I'm adding what? Some server where now this server will get internet. Okay, so NAT, Network Address Translator, write it down. Okay, write it down, please write it down. By default, private network will not have any internet. By default, private network will not have any internet. By default, private network. Okay, to get internet in private network, we go and create NAT. Is it clear, right? We will go and create NAT server. Once you create a NAT server, what I will do, you tell me, sir, very important. Sir, when I create this server, what is the IP address of this one? 10.0.0.1. What is this one? 0.2. What is this one? 0.3. When I created a NAT server, what is that? What is that? 0.4. All are local system. But what I will do for the first time to this NAT, I will assign one more IP address. What is that? So write it down. Please write it down. NAT contains private IP address and public IP address. You will assign public IP address. Example of a public IP address is 18.1.1.1. Example, just take an example. NAT server will contains private IP address and public IP address. Okay, now what I will do, now you see, sir, I'll create some route table here. And what I will do, this server starting with what IP address, sir? What is this network starts with? Example. So what I will do, anyone is searching for any IP address in the range of 10.0.0.16, please go to where is that? Local. Now you tell me this server will type google.com. Google.com IP address is what? 142. It should go and search inside or outside. So what should I do?
Outside.
So what I will do, I will tell now, okay, google.com IP address starts with what is that? 142. Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, IBM, Microsoft, Flipkart, right? How do I go and specify? All are public, right? Then I can mention like this one also. 0.0.0.0 by 0. What is the meaning of this one? Write it down. Everyone, anyone, everyone. Now 10 series anyone is typing, it has to go local. But when you type google.com, facebook.com, amazon.com, all these things are public IP address. Please send it to, what is that? What is that? NAT, Network Address Translator. So what happens right now? This server number 1, you will type google.com. Google.com starts with 142. It will go to, where is that? Route table. And it will say, I want to go to 142. Is it 142 I want to go? No, it is looking for 142 or 10. 10, but I am looking for what is that 142. So this rule is not applicable. The second rule it will go for any other request apart from what is that 10 series. Where it has to go? NAT. It will go to the NAT. What NAT will do? NAT will send a request to google.com and ask google.com load it, please load it, and then send my data pack to 18.1.1.1. Google will send exactly to the NAT. NAT will get it and display back to you. Are you getting it? So what you are getting, private network will not have any internet, but with the help of what is that? NAT. What are you getting? Internet in private subnet, and you're adding a proper route table. Now, so now you click on facebook.com. Facebook.com is 157. It will go here. It will go here. Am I looking for 157? Is it 157? No, it will go here. Array, anything go to NAT, so it will send it to the NAT. NAT will go and talk to 157 server and says 157 server, please load it and send it back to 18.1.1.1. So it will exactly send the data packet here. NAT will then deliver back to you. You are getting internet in your office using NAT. Keep it in your mind. So what is that? What we have learned, two important stuff. To get internet in private network, what do you go and create? NAT. To get internet, that means one way. So you type google.com, you want internet, NAT is used. And the second one, you created what is that? Route table. Where to go travel, how to travel, route table. Is it clear? Anyone has any questions? Very, 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 very important topic. You go to Azure, you go to AWS, you go to GCP, you go and create your own network. This concept is same.
One question.
Yeah. Where public? Where? You that means you want to assign public IP address for that three systems? I did not get your question. Hmm. This one is local IP address. All these things should communicate locally. That's the reason I created a route table and tell 10 series has to go to local. Locally it will communicate. Locally it will communicate. This server wants to communicate here. It will go and say, I want to connect to 10.0. It will go here. 10 series will go to where? Local. It will go locally only. Now here I want to type google.com. Google.com I have to search local or outside. How it will go? It will go google.com starting with 142. It will go here. Is it 142? No. What is this one? Any other thing. Where it has to go? NAT. The request will go to the NAT. NAT will send it out, get it, and get back to you. NAT is acting like a mediator. Clear, guys? Online people, anyone has any questions? I'll go through
Yes,
once
sir.
again on Monday.
One
There is no
question.
need to worry. Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Sir, at home, you said like ISP will take care of our internet.
Correct.
In corporate world, like NAT is there. So basically,
Yes.
NAT is like is it a company or who is giving that
No.
service?
NAT is a server. NAT is a server in your organization. You will go and buy a NAT server. Okay. Now, okay, and then you buy a server. You provide internet. You provide public IP address. You will do it. It's not a company. It is NAT is a server
Okay, so
which is
maintaining
inside your
server
network.
will have internet. So
But no.
how
NAT
the
server
network
will
is
have
used?
a NAT server is
Yeah,
created, and you will
yeah.
assign a public IP address to the NAT.
Okay, okay.
Once you assign, we'll talk about that one, public and private subnets. That is on Monday. What will happen when a public IP address is assigned? We'll talk about that one. But right now, think
Sure.
about it. You will go and assign a public IP address. Once you assign a public IP address, NAT will get internet automatically. We'll talk about that one on public subnet and private subnet, which is the next class. Is it
Sure,
clear?
sir.
Two are
Yeah.
very, very, very important. Please invest today is there. Please go and study about what is NAT, network address translator. What is that one? What, where, and everything. What is the routing? What is the route table? Please study. Very, very, very important. Is it clear? I'll sign off right now. Let's see you on Monday. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.